Alright, what is going on, you fatties? It's John, also known as JoJo. First and foremost, I would like to apologize. I had no clue what I said about my uploading schedule. I should know better to take an incredible amount of workload, especially regarding YouTube when I'm starting out. So I'm doing a quick change to my uploading schedule. So far, I find it most convenient to just keep it to a bi-weekly upload regarding training updates, and then just a monthly upload of a BIA analysis plus a comparison from the last month. And just doing it that way gives me a lot more time to actually get to editing, and if there's any information that I have to look up for the video, it also gives me time as well. Not to mention, I still play that game, so I want to have time to play games and go to the gym and record and edit. I just have to manage the amount of time I do have. So yeah, it should be around 3 videos per month with the bi-weekly upload of the training bracket and the monthly upload for the BIA analysis plus the comparison. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's get to the rest of the video. Today I'll be giving an update on days 4 to 18 regarding my training brackets. So initially I wasn't going to share the routine, not because I'm trying to gatekeep it, but because I was going to change working routines either way recently. So pretty much I've changed my mind. I think I'll stick to this routine for another 2 months and then I'll switch routines. So for the sake of simplicity, I guess it's best to just show the exercises that I'm doing currently, considering it's part of the journey overall. As per usual, I'll be displaying the exercises on screen in case you do want to follow along. Now, if you remember from last video, I did disclose that I was going to stick to a push-pull leg split for a long amount of time. The reason I'm doing that is because, to my understanding, it's one of the best splits out there, so I don't find any reasons to change it for the foreseeable future. For most exercises, I'm following a 10x10 format. Starting off with push day, we have assisted dips, which I'm currently pushing around 120 pounds of force if you take into account my actual weight and the weight I'm subtracting from the assisted machine. Up next, we have the chest press machine. I'm currently doing 65 pounds, which is cool because I started at 40, so I've definitely seen some progress. I could say the same for the incline dumbbell bench press. I started off at 10 and now I'm currently at 25. And it hasn't really taken me a lot of time to get to that point, which is why I'm incredibly optimistic to see where my results will be at in a couple of months from now. Chest flies are definitely a pain, and not even because of the exercise, but because I'm doing it on the pec deck. And anyone who has gone to a Planet Fitness knows that there's only one pec deck in the gym, and that it is always occupied regardless of the time that you go at. I'm currently going to the gym at 6 a.m., and there's still someone using that damn pec deck, so it's been painful. But never mind that. Moving on for pull day, we're starting off with assisted pull-ups. These have been great. I'm loving them. I feel every muscle on my back almost when I'm doing these. I also feel my own progression as I'm on the assisted pull-ups. Not as much as in the dips, but in the pull-ups, I can really feel when I'm actually lowering my total body weight, which incentivizes me to reduce the weight assistance after, every week or so. Seated cable row has also been a blast. Usually I'm just doing a, shoulder width type grip, and it's pretty great. I'm currently handling 85 pounds, again, for 100 repetitions, so I could handle more. It's just been very, very fun so far. Single arm row just makes me feel like an absolute boss. Whenever I'm tired, I just try to close my eyes and picture my back getting bigger and bigger with each and every repetition, and usually that does the trick to keep me going even when I'm reaching failure. The single arm pull down is by far the exercise that takes me the longest amount of time to complete. Reason for being, since I do train them unilaterally and I have a pretty long arm, I tend to lose some tension. So to sort of get around that, I've decided to just put a pad on the ground, and after kneeling, I just position my knee within the leg support and just, crank them down one by one. Next up, we have the reverse fly, which I also complete on the pec deck. And this one is equally as much of a pain, not only because the pec deck is, again, always occupied regardless of the time, but because my left shoulder is weird, man. It just twists in ways it's not supposed to. And what I've been trying to do is just focusing on where my elbow is within the motion, which causes it, to twist almost. Though I have found some success, I still feel like my left shoulder is just dragging me back. I cannot help but feel it, so I just sort of hope it works itself out as I do my stretching and my exercises unilaterally, because I really have no clue what to do. Last up, leg day, best day, mass moves mass. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Linear leg press is an absolute blast. Just today, I was able to hit 10 plates total, which is 450 pounds. I felt just fine. Obviously, I was fatigued and tired, and my quads wanted to give up every now and then, but my knees, my joints, they were not in pain, which is usually what happens. So there has been some progression, at least to my understanding. I can say the same thing for leg extensions and leg curls regarding the progression. Currently, I'm doing both at 115 pounds, but I remember starting leg extensions at a mere 25 pounds. You know what I mean? There has been progression. As for the leg curls, I started at around 60, and I'm currently at 115, which again, progression. So that's good in my book. Oh man, oh man. Hip abduction. Hip abduction. I have this love-hate relationship with this one because it burns so bad, but I'm so close to maxing the stack, which again, in my book, is a win, especially because I'm still a fat ass, and most people that I see maxing out stacks are usually jacked. So just to compare myself or to see myself at that level really, really motivates me. I cannot say the same about hip abduction. It sucks. It blows. I hate it. I detest it. But we ball. But yeah, I guess to put a pin on it, I would say so far, so good. You know, everything is going well. No fatigue so far. I do recognize I have been pretty conservative toward progressive overload. So I'm looking into testing my limits a lot more frequently now, just so I'm able to not plateau unnecessarily. And adding to that, I'll also be incorporating a proper stretching, routine. So I'm able to stick to it because currently I only do stretching when I feel like I need it. And though I understand its effects do vary from person to person, I'd have to be a fool to not recognize that I am holding myself back by not stretching. So that's why I'm going to actively be working on it from now on. All in all, that's about it. I'll be sticking to this routine up until the 2-month mark, which would be 62 days approximately. I'm currently on day 18, but we still have a couple of more days to go. That's about it for an update on days 4 to 18. I am incredibly optimistic about attaining more goals and reaching more milestones, and I'm equally excited to share it every step of the way. So moving on to the second half of the video, I did want to talk about something in sort of a more grounded matter. I'll preface this by saying I am not a therapist nor a personal trainer. I am a human being just like you. That being said, I would like to emphasize that as human beings, we do share similar struggles every now and then. So I'm only putting this out there for whoever may be helped by it. Today, I wanted to talk about consistency because it is extremely important for us on our fitness journey, not just the diet and our training program. Staying consistent has been something that I myself have struggled with for a long amount of time. There's a whole reason I even talked about being in a cycle of complacency in the first place, Again, I preface this by saying that I understand I am not a figure of authority regarding this subject. However, I am able to share my own experiences, and I am hopeful that it will work for you as well. So first and foremost, as cliche as it sounds, I have to say it, you gotta lock in. You gotta get your head in the game. Troy Bolton. And most of all, you have to remember why you started in the first place. Clearly, you're not slaving yourself in the gym for hours upon end just to single-handedly revert your progress in the first place, right? Truly, I dare saying that if you are in the gym, you're trying to improve your health situation overall, regardless of where you may be or how old you may be. So it all starts from within. You have to keep loving yourself. You have to keep that self-love in check. And the main reason why I'm saying keep your self-love in check is because self-love implies commitment to your goals in the first place. It also implies staying accountable. And self-love, most of all, implies being disciplined, which, to my understanding, are very key ingredients of remaining consistent, regardless of the activity that you're talking about. Now, as a person that struggles with procrastination or just overall lack of stimulation for completing my tasks, gamify that shit. I mean, truly gamify that shit. First of all, brainstorm. Think of the tasks that you do want to complete. Write them down. Set your tasks and then complete them one by one in a daily fashion. If time is an issue, and it truly is of the essence, assess your available time, and then you can allocate those activities to certain times. Is it tiresome? Yes. Is it tedious? Obviously. Is it beneficial? Abso-fucking-lutely. So do it. Unless you're having pressure from all these outside sources, I would dare to say that your biggest enemy right now is you. So let's just reel that back in. Turn into your greatest ally, into your greatest benefactor. Do this for yourself, knowing that you will reap from the benefits in the future. That alone could be enough to keep you going. And if that isn't enough, man, treat your life as a role-playing game, just as a straight-up RPG. Life isn't a game. That's not what I'm trying to state here. I'm just saying they behave in a similar fashion, especially when you think about the correlation between progress and XP in games. And then you can really tell that progress just equates to XP, which yields skill points in the first place. With those very skill points, you should write it down, put it on a whiteboard, whatever you want to do with it. Just remember the amount of time you have actually dedicated to complete something and actually followed through with it. I keep a count on my whiteboard every single day. I'm currently day 18, no rest, on the gym. I don't say it as a flex. I say it to remind myself, hey, you've done this for this long. You can keep going. And as you keep going, remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So stop comparing yourself to others. Really know where you are at. Understand why you want to change your situation. And just go from there. Don't look back. It doesn't matter. You started, you finish. Just remember, it's okay to feel tired. I myself feel tired every single day I'm at the gym. But you gotta remember that you have to push past your limits even when you don't want to. And from my experience, I can say that it has worked. And last but definitely not least, train your inside voice. You have to filter out the bad and you gotta take in the good. Trust me, when all might seem like it's about to crumble, just remember, fuck that noise. And you keep going. Is it hard? Yes. Is it tiresome? Yes. Will you wish that you were dead? Hopefully not. But maybe you do. The point is, none of those things equate to it being impossible. And that is definitely what you should remember. This is not impossible. Get to work. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. If there's anything you would like to see in the channel or any suggestions you have, you're welcome to leave it in the comments. Subscribe if you want to keep posted, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.